Hello guys, it's White Dove again, getting ready to show you another cool piece of QuickBooks Online and how to actually function using it. Today we're going to learn about your sales and products items. And this is important because this is going to be how you invoice and how you get money from your customers. But you need to have these items set up on the back end in order to make sure that you can have the right items available on your invoices or estimates for the clients. In your main account, go over to the right to the gear wheel, and under lists you'll see that there's all lists, products, service, recurring, and attachments. Today we're just going to talk about products and services. These are items that QuickBooks Online had entered as a default to the business, so every business is going to have one of those. Each file will have those hours and services by default because it assumes naturally that you're going to need to bill for something, so it gave you that something. It is our duty to go ahead and create it to be your specific story for your business. Over to the right hand side, you're going to get multiple items that are going to give you opportunities to bill your clients in certain buckets. Non-inventory is exactly what it says. It is inventory that are items that do not need to be tracked, but they're products. Services are services that you provide to your customers. A bundle is a group of services and or products together. And inventory is not turned on because most small businesses do not need inventory yet, and if you do, it will be a future tutorial for inventory items specifically by themselves. So today we're just going to talk about adding a service item. So in here we're going to call an item web design. We're not going to add a SKU because the SKU is really geared more towards inventory items, but it's actually just an internal opportunity for you as the business to track this item. So generally speaking, it's not relevant to what you're doing unless you want to have a specific way to track these items for you. I am going to put it under a category because this way it hosts everything nicely, and this is going to be design services. Alright, and we're going to add that because now everything that we create that has to do with design services will be hosted under this category heading. I am going to leave this that I sell this product service to my customers because this is an item that is going on your invoices or estimates. And here I'm also going to put in web. I'm just generalizing the names on these so that it separates out. We have web design, design services, and web design services. It is going to be all hosted underneath properly. It's as detailed items, but we just want to give them different names. Sales price and rate. Let's just say that we are charging $100 for this. And your income account, this is where it ties into your chart of accounts. These items themselves have to have an account that they tie into, because when this invoice is paid, when you clear this invoice in your system, it needs to have this money go somewhere. The money came into the bank, but what was the opposite transaction that it actually went to? So we have a couple of different items inside of hosted as sub-accounts under your services income. We're going to go ahead and pick web design for this one because we want to see how much web design services we sold over the course of time. Right here, if you do click this box, this is if you purchased this from a vendor, but since we're assuming that this service is produced in-house, that you are producing this, then you're not actually providing this from turning it around from another vendor. It's not something that you're purchasing from someone in order to sell to your specific clients. But if that were the case, then we would fill this out. But we'll talk more about that when we discuss vendors. So I'll leave that done. Let's save and close. And now you'll see that under design and services, here is our category. We host everything under there if it's design and services. Just a nice little way for you to keep track of what it is that you put in those buckets. And then we have web design and web design right here. The description is sales services, and we have hard price already included. I'm going to go over to invoices, and let's just create an invoice so that you can see what that looks like on the back end. And I do suggest that you go ahead and utilize this opportunity with your invoices to see a test of what it is it's going to look like on the back end. So let's just put in, we're going to add test customer. And we do not need an email address. We want this due on a net 30. Invoice date starts on today's date. And let's go web. There we go. It gives us, and it pre-populates all of the areas inside the invoice. If we want to put 3, it will tally 3, and that makes us complete for our first invoice with this product. Let's go ahead and save and close this. I want to go to one more area for you to be able to see how this looks on the income side. So notice that this ties back to your web design income. And if you go to run a report for it, it shows up back here as one of the items you have in here for web design income. So that's how QuickBooks Online actually ties in multiple areas, and that is proper for the accounting equation that we utilize in GAAP accounting. So the invoice is tied to the income, is also tied to distribution to the customer, as well as the item that is being sold itself or the service that's being sold. So if you think about it in that big picture, it shows a nice symbiotic system on the back end that if you know how to set it up properly and we get those items in the right area, we can drill down and have quite a bit of neat information showing you how your business is actually functioning. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out on your private Slack channel or come into the virtual office hours on the designated days and times, and we can walk through adding these items specifically. Then together we can do it. Or if you have a general question, please feel free to put it inside the private Facebook group. I'll talk to you soon.